So he gave us a couple of other parables. There are two other parables. And both of them are trying to get us in this mode of being prepared. Be prepared for the new thing that God's going to do. Be prepared. He says to them in the 36th verse, no man putteth a piece of a new garment upon an old. If otherwise, then both the new maketh a rent, and the piece that was taken out of the new agreeth not with the old. Now, what's he describing? That's called making a patch to patch up a tear or a hole in some garment. Now, you can imagine maybe a vest, a woolen vest, a vest made of wool, and I don't know, with wool, as I remember, you could just leave that in the closet and the moths would eat it, right? That got holes. My real wool sweater got holes that I didn't know where they came from. But one day I pulled it out and I said, what happened? So, for some reason the moths like to eat the wool. Well, that could happen that way. That could happen that you got a hole. But one of the things that Christ was describing is an experience, I think, that human beings of that time probably had frequent enough so that they understood immediately what the parable meant. They understood what it was like. Probably because everybody knew somebody who had made a mistake, or maybe they even had made the mistake themselves, of patching up a hole with new material. Your wool vest got a hole in it, and you go get fresh wool right off of the lamb when they do the shearing. You got some fresh wool, and you matted it together and stretched it out. Oh, this is gonna work. This same color too. And then in the parable, as Christ explains it in the book of Mark chapter 1, and Mark chapter 2, basically, he describes that you sew on the patch. You just sew that little piece onto the old garment.
Yes.
But what you find out is that new wool is very receptive to moisture.
Yes.
And the moisture will cause it to shrink.
That's right.
If you have pre-treated it, washed it out, try to get those little fibers to come together already. If you just took it new, just took it off the sheet, those fibers, as they get wet, moisture in the air even, or moisture on your body, will cause the new patch to shrivel. And you already sewed it to the old, it's going to pull and cause more of a tear in the old garment.
All right.
That's just a natural description. He just given a natural description of something that I think probably the average person of the time, they knew somebody who had done it. So, oh yeah, you can't just put that new patch on the old. But like all parables, it has a spiritual significance.
All right. Yes, sir.
Christ says, I've come with something new. Christ is the new material.
That's right.
But there were people who, while they like Jesus, this Jesus, he makes us excited. It's interesting to hear. We know what did Nicodemus say when he came to visit? Master, we know that thou art a man of God. You couldn't do the things that you did unless God was with you. I know you must be a great man. And there are others who are impressed with this Jesus, but they're also comfortable with the teachings, with the understandings, with the habits, with the doctrines, with the traditions that they already have.
All right.
Maybe sometimes they look at their own traditions and they say, oh, you know what? I've developed a hole.
All right.
Borrow a little bit from this Jesus teaching. Woo. Put it right there. Fix up my old garment.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Fix up my pharisaical system. I'm not going to throw out the old stuff.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable. First lady, I'm comfortable in this garment. I want to throw it out. I just got this thing feeling good.
Yeah.
I'll put a little, I'll patch Jesus out there. Because I realize there's some fraying, there's some holes in there. And one of the things Jesus wanted to make known to them is that I am not for patchwork.
All right. That's right. That's right.
You can't use me like some people use a smorgasbord. You can't have a little from column A and a little from column B. I'll take Jesus for this occasion. I'll take the worldly wisdom for that occasion. I'll take my own grandma's tradition for this occasion.
Yeah.
But I'll use a little bit of Jesus' teaching for that occasion. You can't pick and choose.
All right.
Say that, preacher. Can't pick.
Jesus says, my traditions will cause a rending of the old.
Yes, it will.
I'll tear stuff up. You patch me to it. I'll rip up the old garment and patch me to it.
All right, sir.
Say that. Say
I'm
that.
meant for a wholeness.
Yes.
Woo, covered again.
Yes.
When Paul was teaching the Ephesian church, didn't he tell them, you got to take off the old man.
Yes.
You can't have pieces of the old man left. We got to go patch the old man up. Glory to God. We're not fixing. This is not a reformation project. Let's fix the old man up. Paul said, take off the old man. Put on a new man.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
This is different. This is wholly different from what you remember.
That's right.
What you're familiar with. It's a new thing. It's a new thing. You can't patch Jesus in. Fix it